Welcome back to another very special Interview Wednesday. I am your officiant, Kent, and I am here with one of the hottest rising trios in professional wrestling. I'm not even going to say in Florida, because I think what you guys do transcends just Florida. Like, I think it can go on a national or even a worldwide level that can be understood. This is Culture Inc. You may know them as, you know what, I'll let you do the intros because you're the man with the mouth, so I will let you do the intros of these three gentlemen.
Appreciate that, Kent.
Okay. Hey, y'all. Now I'm the name that's changing the game, Nick J. Holiday, sitting next to my brother from another mother, the integrator, Malik Bosede, and there, the 17-year-old prodigy, Eli Knight, to the far left. We are Culture Inc., and we are changing the culture of professional wrestling.
Well, and I think that's the perfect description to describe you guys, because not only do you portray wrestling in such a magnificent and athletic light. I mean, you were right, 17-year-old prodigy. Couldn't say it better. I've seen your videos in the training center. I've reffed several of your matches. You guys are amazing at what you do. You guys are, I think, helping define tag team wrestling in the 21st century, where it's a much more fast-paced wrestling style. But I want to take it all the way back to the very, very beginning, before maybe even the three of you met. How did this all get started? When did you guys discover wrestling in your individual lives? Why don't we start all the way down at the end with Eli?
So, with wrestling, ever since I was a kid, around 6 years old, I watched little stuff like John Cena, Batista, Edge. I grew up with those people in the Ruthless Aggression era, and those people really motivated me. The biggest motivation I had was Rey Mysterio, because I was a small little kid. He did all that cool little high-flying stuff, and I replicated it every single time. I remember wrestling on my bed. I wrestled with my brother, his friends, and all we did was be John Cena and Rey Mysterio, and I was doing crazy stuff. Like, I remember I was 9 years old, okay? So I climbed up on my desk, and, Rob Van Dam, I did a little Rob Van Dam, and I jump off the desk. The gray little box TV there, it falls off. So that TV falls off. It makes a loud sound, and my dad, can I cuss?
Yeah.
My dad said, "God damn it! The hell's going on up there?"
Don't make me get my belt.
Calm down. All right. So he said that, and I was like, I started crying. I was like, Rob Van Dam made me did it.
Rob
Do
did
it. Yeah. But like little stuff like that, man. Like just being younger and watching this stuff, it really motivated me to just go to my school, Pro Wrestling 2.0, and just pursue this dream. And I'm hoping to just be in this for a long run.
So you, like most wrestlers to be, kind of decide to ignore that whole "don't try this at home" warning before every show.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
What about you, Malik? How did you discover wrestling?
All right, well, growing up, me and my father, we watched a lot of wrestling. To be open with you, I'm more of a WCW person than a WWE.
I get it. Hey, there was a reason there was a war. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, listen, all I'm going to say is nobody better at me on that comment. So,
I'm gonna ask you.
so growing up, I wrestled with a lot of friends around the neighborhood. My parents, obviously, was like, be careful, but I never heed warning. I like people like Diamond Dallas Page, big influence on me, along with Bret Hart. Now, even though I don't use it now in the ring, I'm a big luchador fan. Juventud Guerrera was my guy. That I believed in them, what I'm saying?
Well, and I think you guys do incorporate a very lucha high-flying style.
We try.
So I think that still echoes, but what you're doing is you're taking it, you're modernizing it, you're putting your own flair with it so that it's not just, oh, well, that's a Rey Mysterio move, or, oh, that's a Eddie Guerrero move. You're saying, this is a Malik move.
Exactly.
This is a culture move.
Exactly.
And I really appreciate that. So anyway, sorry, continue.
No, it's all good. And then up to about a couple years ago, at my shoot job, I'm working, and all of a sudden, who's the first person? Ty Dillinger walks in. I'm like, wow, Ty Dillinger.
Sean Spears for all you AEW fans that don't follow WWE.
So I met him. I was like, okay, wow. Then at my other shoot job, I met Mojo Rawley. And then I met Scott Dawson. But the last person that did it for me was Oscar. When I remember, like, you know what? I have to go into training. I have to hit it head forward, you know?
Back when she was a monster, undefeated for 2 years.
Yeah.
Shout out to WWE.
So from there, you know, I went into it, looked into it, and been training ever since. And to try and make my way, whether it's as a singles, as a tag team competitor with my team, either or make it to the top.
Well, and I think Diamond Dallas Page, I'm glad that you pointed him out because he's an inspirational story to someone like me. I didn't even start training until I was 34 years old. Neither did he. He didn't start training until he was 35.
Nice.
So it's never too late to get into wrestling. So I'm always happy when people bring him up because he's like a personal idol of mine. Mm-hmm. So to hear that he was also one of yours, that's just kind of a nice little thing we have in common.
No, definitely. Then, I mean, to wrap up my part, you know, then like Booker T, I try to incorporate him a lot. In the ring,
five-time WCW champion.
Man, but you know, it was like him and Stevie Ray, you know, that also gave me like the hey, you know, let's go, you know, growing up and everything.
Well, in Harlem Heat was doing for tag team wrestling what I kind of think what you guys are doing for tag team wrestling, which is bringing in a very, and excuse the way I say it, a very unique culture to wrestling. They did it then, too. They brought in their own experience, their own past, their own history into the ring. And I feel like you guys are kind of doing a modern version of that.
Definitely.
And I like that. I like that a lot. Anyway,
that's high praise, Kent. We appreciate that.
I do.
Really
I see it, and I see the way you guys, you know, present yourselves, the way you guys dress. Everything you do is very representative of this is where we've come from. This is what we still experience on a day-to-day basis performed in a wrestling ring.
Stay woke.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
So, Nick, your turn. Where did you first experience wrestling? When did it enter your life?
All right, so I know the exact point when it just hit me like a bolt of lightning. 2003, man. I was living in a one-story house with two other older sisters, man, and the only way I could really escape and be myself was in my own room. Shout out to my mom for giving me cable. Dad didn't want to do it. She did. So when we did that, man, I remember specifically I was watching the Wayans Brothers on BET when there was like new episodes every Wednesday and stuff like that. I'm flipping through the channel, and ironically enough, I don't come across a live WWE show. I don't come across a live WWE match. I come across one of their promos. Okay, they was advertising a pay-per-view they had coming up in Hershey, Pennsylvania called Unforgiven 2003. If y'all remember correctly, that was Goldberg when he was good. Going against Triple H, and another match they was heavily advertising. It was Kane versus Shane McMahon, and they had that in the ambulance match, man. And I remember seeing those commercials. I'm like, man, I gotta check this out. So luckily enough, when I was at that age, I think I had to be about 6, 7. So I really didn't register what exact time they were airing live. So I remember coming across a SmackDown episode later in that year. Well, not even later that year, later that month. So they were advertising that, and then I came across the SmackDown episode. And it turned out, ironically enough, it was Lesnar going against this dude that goes by Kurt Angle in a 1-hour Iron Man match. Yeah, that's what I was saying. It was crazy, man, for me to see another commercial. Oh, smacking your TV on Thursday nights at 6 p.m. So then when I finally tuned in, it was Brock Lesnar and Kurt Angle Iron Man match. As soon as I seen that, man, I was immediately hooked.
Well, and you picked a very, very good, specific moment to watch because that was kind of a dark time for WWE. After the war had ended, they tried the whole invasion angle. That didn't go well at all. So you picked a really good event to witness because I feel like it was kind of the top of the time during that period. So anyway, sorry, continue.
Yeah, the Ruthless Aggression era. I mean, you talk about 5-star superstars all around. I think not many people was hurt. You had Lesnar, Kurt Angle, Undertaker, Rey Mysterio, John Cena, Big Show, Chris Benoit. I mean, I don't know if we can say that on here, but Chris Benoit, the Rabbit Wolverine. And then on Raw, you had Triple H, Goldberg, Shawn Michaels, RVD, Chris Jericho, Christian. I mean, you had Kevin Nash when he was healthy and stuff like that. So that Ruthless Aggression era, I think, was maybe the best period of WWE, and at the same time.
Whoa. The best period in WWE was the Ruthless Aggression era?
Let the debate start, because, I mean, Eli Knight got me on that.
I told you, I'm a WCW.
Attitude Era, you had WCW, you had ECW, you had WWF. You could find anything you wanted in wrestling during the Attitude Era.
That
Ruthless
era-
Aggression, one name in the game, just one.
Brock Lesnar. But look, if you talk about your era, I agree. The Attitude Era was dope. But let's be real. They only pushed 2 to 3 people. They pushed
I think
the same 2 to 3 people.
everyone is going to find the best era to be whatever era they were most impressed upon. So it totally makes sense. The Ruthless Aggression era, also very good. It brought about a post-Hogan, post-Rock, post-Stone Cold era.
And the rise of Eddie Guerrero.
Yes, exactly. So I 100% support your statement.
Thank you.
But when you say to an Attitude Era kid, hey, Ruthless Aggression was the best, I have to speak up.
I think it's safe to say the Attitude Era wasn't part of our culture.
Ruthless Aggression didn't get kids suspended from school. Attitude Era did. Attitude had them to do.
So you guys decide to go to training, and it's at Pro Wrestling 2.0, right? Okay.
And going back to what you said,
Sorry.
when they had,
Hold the mic up.
Oh, going back to what they said when you said that you can sell some lucha libre style in their wrestling, that's credit to one of the best trainers in the world that we got, Make a Wolf 450, who's there every Tuesday at Pro Wrestling 2.0, 4440 Metric Drive. Shout out to 2.0 Alex Borto. Yeah, that dude right there, man, 450, he's a beast. Shows up all day. Shows up every Tuesday and gives us the best he really can, man. Even coming after a show in Puerto Rico or California, still come in, give us some love, show us everything, man. So that's most of our style is from him, to be honest with you.
So how does Culture come together? How the three of you, and you can each give your own impression on this, what your experience was when you guys came together. How did Culture Inc. start?
So I don't know if I can speak for everybody else, but I know at the Savio Vega seminar, what was that, like October? September? So you have 2 athletic black dudes. That's it.
That's it.
We both were really athletic. And Savio Vega was like, why not you and you? I'm like,
Why not?
I ain't got nothing else to do. I was about to go out there with a fur coat, and I'm like, now looking at it, I'm glad I didn't do it. Okay, I didn't have gear. I wore them anyway, even when I was in Culture. Those skinny jeans, bro. Oh my God, don't even. All right, yeah, but like, so you had 2 athletic black dudes and a dude that was able to talk. So
that's pretty much how any good team starts. It's
Pretty much.
2 athletic guys and a guy who can talk. That's
but we slowly build from that. Every day we talk to each other. We try and build off of what we're trying to establish, which is culture. And yeah, pretty much Savio Vega seminar, and that's how we got put together.
So Malik, how did you see Culture come together?
All right, so
He's gonna tell it like it's real, man.
so what happened was I agree with Eli. It did begin with the Savio Vega seminar, and after the idea was put out there, we're like, we might as well. The name came shortly afterwards. We put countless amount of time behind everything that has to do with culture. Wow, how can I say this? We worked our first tag team match together, October actually, and worked at different promotions since then, and we just keep on growing.
Well, and that's crazy too, having only just started in October 2018?
Yes, sir.
Already not even a year as a tag team, and you guys have found this chemistry that so few teams do. I've seen teams that have been together for a year, 2 years, 5 years that don't have the same level of chemistry and camaraderie that you guys have. Like, I never see, or very rarely see, just one of you. I see all of you guys together, no matter who's on the show or whether you're even on the show. I've seen you guys show up to shows just to be there and get introduced, and I think as a unit, that's so important to say, we show a united front instead of just like, well, Eli's there, so I'm going to book Eli, forget everybody else. You know what I mean? You guys show a united front, and that's so important. Anyway, please continue.
No, you're all good. I appreciate that. That's how we try to keep it, Brotherhood is very important to us. We're not perfect by any means, but we make it work. I'm not going to say, it's a blessing or we're lucky. No, because we had actually put in the hard work, days in, days out, whether it's good words, kind words, bad words, in the ring, not in the ring with each other. Regardless, we put the work down to try to make it be what it is today, and much further in the future.
Mr. Holiday, your perspective.
The formation of Culture Inc. late 2018. Like they said, they went to a seminar, Savio Vega. I slid by to show support as well to the 2.0 team that showed me love and opened up their doors to me. Fresh kid out of Full Sail, looking for what to do in the next stage of his life after graduating. So shout out to 2.0 once again. After that seminar, they got together. I think they had a tag team match, if I'm not correct, and a gauntlet match. And then there was another training night we had maybe the week after, man. We was all three of us who was there. And they was, I think they just got booked for another match. And then that's when Malik came up to me. He's like, hey, you think about being a manager for us? I'm like, yeah, man, I ain't just like them. I ain't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? So, and then with me, I'm already a promoter on the outside of Orlando at all the clubs and all the parties and stuff like that. I promote for a lot of those nightclubs and stuff. So for me to continue to be out doing stuff, trying to make a change, being with my brothers right here to my left, trying to change the culture of professional wrestling, it's just a blessing in disguise. So every day, like I said, we're with each other every day. That united front, you say, we work out every day together. We ride to every show together. We have study sessions, man. They come open up the door to my house. We go now Avalon Park. We'll be up to about 5 a.m. in the morning on video games, looking at going over our matches that are on YouTube that thankfully posted up by our man, the Gorilla Press, Eric Springs. Shout out to him,
Big
too.
shout out to the Gorilla
Press.
Yeah,
Man. Big out to the Gorilla Press rules. Half of the matches that he records, we go back and we study every little thing that we can do to perfect, and also how we can evolve all three of us as characters. We're not complacent at all. All the high praise, we really appreciate it, but we still going to have our foot on the metal, man. We're not being complacent. We're still going to aim for higher ground. We're still going to have room for improvement. We're not sleeping at all. Stay woke.
Well, and that's some of the best advice, too, is to just stay hungry. Always want to be better, because the moment you think you're the best is the moment that you stop improving, is the moment that people forget about you, because you need to stay current, you need to stay present, and you need to stay on top of your game. So absolutely, stay hungry. I will rain praise on you guys, but you got to stay hungry because you guys are just getting started, and I feel like you've already come a long way, and there's so much more to go. So the importance of social media in wrestling is really, really huge right now. Like, you've got to be active on social media, and your guys' social media is some of the best I've seen amongst wrestlers, and maybe that has to do with the fact that you guys cover kind of a generational gap and you all have experiences, but you don't just post wrestling related stuff. You post videos from shows that are 20 years old from the culture, and I think that's an extra added element that really appeals on your guys' social media specifically. It's not just like, I'm going to be at this show this day, or I'm going to be at that show, or here's our match from this show. You guys are just doing that and then taking it a step further by adding these elements. So I'm going to ask, who's in charge of the social media? Who's running it?
See, I wasn't going to say nothing. I was going to say the man behind the computer, and I leave it at that.
Nick J. Holiday is in charge of all Culture social media.
So what's the inspiration behind what you do post on social media?
Man, the name that we came up with, and to make it fit all three of us, because like I said, Culture isn't a gimmick at all. It's authentic. It's authentic. It's a true representation of Eli Knight, of Malik Bosede and Nick J. Holiday, three brothers coming together trying to change the culture of professional wrestling, promotion after promotion after promotion, until we finally reach that major promotion. And then, like, at the same time, I still want to give praise to all the people that like gave us little ideas for any little slogans, little cameos, little skits. I still don't want to sleep on the culture that ultimately helped us give us our name. You know what I'm saying? And give praise to them as well. Like little people, like in the wrestling business, their culture, the comedic business, their culture, the politic culture with Barack Obama, the boxing culture with Muhammad Ali, the other guy you was telling, Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. We what y'all, the path they laid for us were not taking it for granted. We're trying to milk it and trying to take advantage of it as fully as we can as possible.
Well, and I think you guys walk a really fine line because it could be viewed as, oh, they're being political, they're trying to make this statement, they're preachy, whatever. But I don't think you guys do that. I think you guys keep it to a nice level that everybody can enjoy it without it having to get to this bigoted or any kind of level like that. You guys keep it accessible to the entire world, not just people who understand the culture. You help people understand the culture.
We want to reach more than one demographic in
Exactly.
Culture Inc. Not just the wrestling. We want to reach the music fans, the political fans, comedy fans, the dancing fans, you know what I'm saying? The NBA fans, sports fans. We want to reach all sorts of different demographics with Culture Inc., not just one.
So now I'm going to ask you guys, and you can each answer individually, what's the dream? Where do you guys want to end up, either as an individual or as a team?
Either way, it doesn't matter where we end up at the end of the day. If we can make a living off this and be able to provide for ourselves, provide for our family, provide for anything that's in our life, bills, cars, all that, that's just my dream. At the end of the day, I love wrestling. I love trying to entertain. I love learning all of that. So at the end of the day, there's no end goal because all you really do is just keep going up.
That's true.
So
That's true. And people say they want to be in WWE. Who knows? In 10 years, WWE may not be the top of the mountain anymore. So it could always evolve. Anyway, Malik, what's your goal?
Well, seeing how I have about 8 kids at home, I have no time to play. Now I'm playing. I have no kids.
I was going to say, where they hide there?
I have no kids. No kids.
Yo.
End game for me is to make it to a major promotion. Leading up to my end game, working for a major promotion, get out there, entertain the world. Then at some point, create a wrestling facility, either here or back home in the West Indies, specifically St. Lucia or St. Thomas.
Okay.
Create a wrestling facility and start from there and open up my own promotion, and give back exactly what I've been given, a place to train, a place to call home.
Well, and that's very cool to hear, because you're not just saying, I want this stuff for me. I want money. I want cars. I want fame. You're saying, I just want the ability to get to a point where I can pass it on, where I can create the next generation of wrestlers. And I feel like in the wrestling culture as a whole, again, using the term culture, it's a lot of dog eat dog. It's about trying to stay on top as long as you possibly can and fighting to keep that spot and keeping everyone else down. And so to hear, hey, I want to do well, of course, but I also want to make sure that the next generation does well, that's a very cool quality.
Definitely, especially for back home, which I'll say real quick, what I represent is the Lesser Antilles, which is the West Indies. And I'm not going to go through all, 20-some islands of it right now. But wrestling is not prominent down there. Pro wrestling is not prominent down there, and I took that as a mission in a way also. The circle back to the question you asked me about what helped me get into wrestling is to bring recognition down there to all the West Indians, to kind of give them more of that. Let's go. I want to wrestle too.
Well, and that's what the great Khali did for India. He went back and he created
Open
a wrestling
doors.
school, and now we're seeing people in the Mae Young Classic who are coming out of his wrestling school in India. That's a whole untapped market of potential talent. So to hear that about the Indies, yeah, of course.
I'm probably the. Let's see, he's about 7'5", I'm about 5'10", so I'm about like a 1.5 foot shorter version of Great Khali. Hey, watch your mouth. But yeah, the answer to that question, that's my end game. Eventually open up my own training facility, find talent, and just bring them up also, So
Awesome. Mr. Holiday, the dream.
That's a very good question, Kent. My dream is simple, man, to inspire. The group we have, man, it has the platform and the ability to honestly inspire a lot of people, specifically 3 different generations. We can inspire the young kids in wrestling now, man, that you're not too young. 14, 15, 16, you don't have to just sit back and wait your turn, man. You can go to training.
In England, they start at 13.
There you go. See,
You
see that, but y'all can do that here in the U.S. too. You don't have to be just in England. 17-year-old Prodigy here started training when he was basically just turned 16. Look at him now, man. He's in the ring tonight here at PB ENT Wrestling, man. He was in the ring with the Dirty Blondes for the 4th consecutive time, along with Malik Bosede. But
And that's a team that makes you earn it.
yeah.
The Blondes will make you earn that win. So.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Very tough team to battle.
Mm-hmm.
It's never a disappointment. So.
So now I want to give you guys the opportunity to plug anything you want to plug individually, as a team, your social media, school, anything like that. Maybe not particular shows because I'm not sure when this is going to go up, but fire away.
Oh, okay. Hey, it's your boy Nick Holiday in Orlando doing his thing with his brothers. Culture Incc. Coming to see you next weekend. Family reunion. Hold me a piece of cornbread. Also, we have Instagram, Culture Incc. CultureEINC. Also, that is our Twitter handle, and then Facebook is Culture Club. Y'all know how to spell Culture Club. Also, want to plug in our boy Malik Bosede and his new shirts on the way. IMB. Check out. Don't sleep on Malik. You know what I'm saying? Got that fire coming. Also, we got some Eli Knight merchandise coming on the way. Is there a So if you're in the Winter Park area,
The merchandise, it's always in stock.
yeah, if you're in the Winter Park area, please. What's the date for our next show at 2.0? August 13th.
If this is up by then.
Oh, wait, it might still.
Just keep an eye on 2.0's shows. Culture Inc. can usually be heavily featured on them.
Yes, sir.
All right, the pickup from Nick Holiday's, to plug in, let's see, MB Integrator. You can use that for Facebook and Instagram, Twitter as well, YouTube when we get to update it at times.
YouTube's on the way.
We work with several promotions, so definitely follow us at Culture Inc. on the Instagram. We keep it posted daily to make sure that we keep everybody updated on where our shows are next. Shout out to the Lesser Antilles, from St. Thomas, the USVI, all the way down to St. Lucia, Trinidad and Tobago, St. Kitts and Nevis. I know I said I wasn't gonna name some, but I had to throw my family islands out there at least. You know what I'm saying? And believe, because we're here. That's all I gotta say.
Perfect.
I want to thank my mom, my dad, my brother, especially my brother for just getting me into this. My grandma, rest in peace. She's the one that got me into this too. I just appreciate everything that's been going on, and hopefully for the next 30,000 years, wrestling just lives on, and we're a part of that history, Step up, please. Instagram. That's it.
Well, gentlemen,
That's his Instagram.
this is Instagram.
Yeah. One more thing I did forget. My apologies. Mom, dad, and my family. I love y'all. Thank you for supporting me. Friends, even enemies alike. Just thank you for being there regard. Whether you want to see me make it or not, you're still paying attention to my product. So enjoy. Thank you.
Oh, man, all the past interviews are going to be like, why didn't I give a shout-out to my parents?
One more plug. Our YouTube channel will be dropping in 2 weeks. We're going to have an exclusive weekly
It
show.
could be out now, depending on when this drops.
Right, yeah. So be on the lookout on our handles, on all our Instagram stuff. It's called The Culture Report. The Culture Report is going to be aired live on YouTube every Wednesday, every other week. All right, so be on the lookout for that.
Well, guys, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
I really appreciate you guys. You guys are the future, for serious. You guys are doing great things. And, guys, keep an eye on Culture Inc. You can see them at PB ENT. You can see them at 2.0. Pretty soon, they're going to be everywhere. And we will see you guys on the next.
We'll be around.
They'll be around.
We'll be around.
You heard it.
Want to thank Turnbuckle, Trash Talk because we finally made it. I feel like we did something big now. We finally made it on here. So
This is big
hey, to me,
compared to what you guys did.
I respect y'all. Please check them out on any media platform you can. It's very much a pleasure. Thank you, Ken.
TTT, we here.
Well, we'll see you guys on the next interview Wednesday. Oh, another one.
One more.
The future is ours.
Beware.
Of the culture.